Hey everybody, how we doing today? So welcome to shop update number 14, where we're finally coming to the end of it. But let me show you what I've been up to. Got a lot of stuff done, starting with this guy. So before I had just a folding tables type setup with these sawhorses and some particle board on top, and it was all wet and crumbling. But I went ahead and built an actual nice cart here. Utilizing all my tools, basically 34 inches high, but right now I've got it on the wheels, so it's easily maneuverable anywhere I want it, which makes it very nice there. Built it off of a 4x4 legs as a platform, and you can kind of see there I notched them out, so the 2x4s are actually sitting on top of the 4x4s, kind of locked in place, so up and down it can hold a ton of weight, which is good. Now the 34 inches tall is very important because that matches this guy, so I can use this table when it's down on the floor to be my either an outfeed table or side table or a feed table by just moving this out and then placing that however I want to. Makes it real nice in that now I could break down long pieces of wood, 8 foot, 10 foot, no problem, because I have an outfeed that I could have it spin off on. So this has worked out really good. Just to have a little melamine tabletop that I had left over from one of my benches there. It's a 2 foot by 4 foot bench, but this piece is a little bit longer, which is good so that I could clamp things on here if I need be. Biggest improvement, I was able to take the vise off, so now I actually have a good working table, and then plus it's maneuverable so I could use it wherever. So that was a big change there. In conjunction with that, I had this fillet table set up already, but I just kind of converted it into my miter saw station. The reason being is I made it so this is exactly 34 inches. So it's basically the same as that. And the way it works now is because the base of the actual miter saw is the same height as a 2x4, what I do is I just can clamp a piece on either end, and then I could process long 10, 12 foot 2x4s without a problem. Plus this slides around wherever I need it to be. And then I can even put this down to 34 inches so it's the same height, and then I could block off a 2x4 here for even more support. So that makes it really nice. So this is kind of my fillet table slash miter saw table stand. So like that comes in handy, especially with all these type of builds that I'm doing right now, cutting up a lot of 2x4s. Then I talked about taking the vise off of that little table I had, and I built this guy, an actual vise stand. Having the vise on the table just pretty much, I found out, negates your ability to use that work table for anything long. So I'm doing a lot of 2x4 stuff, but because I had the vise on the corner right here, it made it unusable for anything, to support anything. So I went ahead and wanted to build a stand. The way I built this is I took a step back to think what I use this vise for, and I use it to clamp on some little PVC pipe when I cut it. I use it to put the main base of my fishing reels in there when I have a stuck gear or a bearing in there, and I use it for disassembling my carburetor when the float bowl sticks, or if I had to work on getting a jet out. So basically a 5-year-old with some C-clamps or vice grips would be all the tension I need. So I really didn't need anything heavy duty, but since I'm building, I'm going to build it badass. So I figured, what if I was on a Viking ship going across the ocean to conquer another country? What vise would they build? So that's why I built this thing. It's basically the same design plan as my bench grinder stand. This is just lighter duty, a single 4x4 as the base there. This one is 4 4x4s put together. Still the same steel rim I got from the metal recyclers. They gave me these two, so it worked out perfectly. Some rebar, some angle iron from my bed frame collections that I find on the side of the road. Then you can see all the hardware. Well, you can see these empty holes here. What it is that I don't have any clamps that are bigger than probably a 4-incher, 6-incher, so I couldn't clamp these 4x4s together in order to glue them up. So what I went ahead and did is drilled through a bunch of different spots and bolted it together to hold it. And because these things are not cut straight, they're all zigzaggy. Also the hardware, if I used actual bolts and nuts, was going to be close to like $75 because they're crazy expensive. So I went ahead and just got some 1/2-inch threaded rod from the electrical department at Home Depot, and then I just needed washers and nuts, and I just cut them into length and just made them a stud that went all the way through. Super fun drilling all those holes because I didn't have a drill bit that goes all the way through, so I could only do one side half, the other side half, and then try to make sure it lines up with the other one. So a lot of calculating, but I got it, bolted it together, glued it, and then sandwiched it and compressed it together. Ultimately the design came down to is this plate here. It's a 1/2-inch steel plate. I actually got that off of this, which was my floor lamp that I wasn't using, and it was really heavy, and so I took a look at the base, and it was this exact steel plate, 1/2-inch thick by whatever dimensions. Then I measured it, and it fits exactly the vise perfectly without having to cut it, and I was like, ding ding ding, that's got to be the base. So basically all I did was drilled it, bolted the vise to the steel plate, so that the head of the bolt is underneath here, and then bolting those 3 spots. And then I put these 2 pieces of the 4x4 sideways because they are the exact same size, matched up perfectly, didn't even have to cut those either. And then I just reamed out a hole for the bolt head to sit down so it could sit flush, and then I just ran these bolts directly into the wood, and that keeps it together. Some of the leftover metal from my trailer build, and then some more angle iron on the bottom of these right here, lip to from the bed frames to put it all together. And that's my Viking press here, vise. So super heavy duty. Very happy with that, but yet it's still mobile because it's on the round disc that I could wheel it all around. Other thing I worked on, I got gas for my welder. I had run out when I did my windshield repair on the car, but I got more gas, argon. So I built this tray with wheels for my saw, metal saw, cutting saw there, bandsaw. Just made a frame, put a plate wood in there. It did come with the 2 wheels in the back, but you had to lift it at such a high angle, and these metals are just cheap sheet metal, so it was all flimsy and ready to like collapse on itself. But now just one finger and I could just roll it whatever, especially when I'm using this table saw. I could just flick that thing out of the way and just use it right here, or move one or the other out, but that made it nice. Also, I built this for my storage of my wood and then the metal on top. I'm trying to minimize the things that I have on the floor. That's very important there. So like even on my rollaway bench there, it gave me a spot to put my vacuum, and then the garbage bucket there, and keeps those off the floor because I always had to push those around whenever I'm using stuff, but now it has a home. But that allowed me to get the big stuff off the floor. Now I just have a little crap barrel here with some little scraps, some more scraps on the shelvings here, but I don't mind if they're up off the ground. So that's done. And then I have these 2 now, sawhorses, plastic sawhorses. That's where I build all my desks and workstations in the house, because they hold a little 2x4 in these slots, and you can make it whatever length, put a board on top, and then you have your nice workbench there. But since I replaced that one with that bench, I had these left over, so I notched them with the wood here. So when I have that wood and then I put a top on it, it's basically 34 inches as well. So that's my portable outfeed for my table saw, or if I need extension for anything. So that was a nice catch there. Then we've got the pièce de résistance. Boom, I built the door. Not the screen door, but I did have to work on this. I built that door myself, a whole freaking door. I was trying to find a cheapy door off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, but none ever came out. Just never the right dimensions. They were smaller, or they just barely fit, and I needed something a little bit bigger that fit this hole. It just didn't work out. And doors are very expensive to buy new, and then you have to buy the hardware and all that stuff, and then I would have to make the frame fit, and it was just going to be a big hassle. So I figured, screw that, I'll just build a door, and I'll make it on the barn door tracks. So that's what we've done there. Basically it's 2x10 sheets around the perimeter there in the center, and then this tongue and groove style wood pieces there where they just lock in. And then another reason why I built the door is because I bought, see all the little holes, I bought a pneumatic air gun, and so I just put this all together with nails and glue. So super quick and easy. Having the table saw made it super easy to cut things down. Having my workbench as an outfeed so I can cut things no problem. Just made it just so easy. It was like a 2-day project because I had to paint it and everything to let it dry. But other than that, it was just super easy to make. Very happy with it. Really heavy because this is just this side. The other side is a complete sheet that I made out of the extra pieces of that I bought for the floors. I had 3 extra sheets, so one of them is basically the backing of this door. And this is the outside. Like I said, it's very plain because I just used that basically 4x8 sheet as the backing, and then I used those 2x8s to piece it together with those slats on the inside. So it's basically a 2-piece door there. I wish I had the router before I built the door, or before I assembled it up here. I could take it down very easily, but I'm too lazy. But I could have rounded these, cleaned up these edges with it, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Other than that, I just bought a little track system off of Amazon for 25 bucks, and works good. It's nice and smooth. Got the stoppers, locks it all up. I've made a little track system. I just had the metal ones at first, but then it was a little bit sloppy, so I went ahead and just put that board there, so it's entirely kept on a track there. And I just had to add the backing there up on top, and then this side piece in order to take up the gap. Since I have this on this panel on this side, I had to add those to make it even. But there we go. That is my barn door. The other good thing about it is during hurricane season, if I need to, all I have to do is take these 2 bolts off, and then I could push it flush against the 4x4 posts that are built into the concrete, and then just run bolts through them, and that permanently affixes this door to the patio there and just blocks it off. But yeah, that is that. So that is where we are with the shop. I've been using it a ton. I've got a bunch of projects I've been working on. I really got into rulers. I got T-squares. I bought a bunch of T-squares. They make life so much easier when you have good measuring device. Well, not good ones, they just work though. Straight edges and cutting stuff. So I really got heavy into rulers, and that makes life so much easier with all these projects. But otherwise, all this stuff is done. The only things I'm going to be working on is I'll finish off this door, probably put the kick plate down on the bottom. There's no screen up there, so I can't do it yet. I have to fix that. I've got that corner opening that was never finished. I definitely need to block that off for hurricane season because I don't want any wind to be jetting in here and then it'll blow all these panels out. So I'll block that off. The biggest thing I need to get working on here before summer heat is I need to vent this place, and I think what I'm going to do is to put a opening somewhere up here, probably up here, build a frame for it, and either have a fan there, and then that will be an exit fan that just blows out. I just got to figure how to do it because the rain, just when it blows, it just comes sideways, and I need it so it's not flooding back in here. Even with the fan, I'll have to put some sort of stopper or something to allow it to vent, because otherwise the rain will blow all the way to basically here. But I need to basically vent because it gets so hot here and humid inside this place during the summertime, so that'll be an important thing. Or I just might get a big fan, industrial fan, and just have it over there blowing from the inside of the house this way, and then just having a screen door where making that the only other place for it to output, and it'll naturally just blow the air out of there or in there, because the rest of this is pretty much sealed airtight, and those will be my 2 vent areas. Yeah, that's really it. I might do a little bit better lighting over my benches. Well, I did add the plugs in there, was another thing, since I have all the stuff workable right here off this table, is to have lighting up on top here to have it point down on the workbenches, since these lights are coming from behind. So that will probably help. Probably just 2 of these, just extend more of these. Yeah, that's really it. Slowly but surely I'm putting in more cross braces. So as I do projects and then I get more extra wood, then I put more of the cross braces in, so to keep reinforcing these walls. So that'll be ongoing as well. But other than that, I am pretty much done. I don't think I really need anything else. I don't have any equipment list. Everything I have is functional. It works. It might be old, but it does the job. It's good enough that I would need it for. So very happy with it. So that is your shop update 14, and that's pretty much wrapping things up. Like I said, I got those small refinements that I need to do, but that'll be pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. I've got 2 big projects I'm already working on. One is right behind here on the other side, and that's a big time fishing one. So that's strictly for the Key West Kayak Fishing channel and fishing related. So getting done with these other projects. I finished with my tackle room setup, so that's done. I'm still working on the merchandising and getting it all uploaded, but that's getting close to being done as well for that lineup. And then I'm doing some home improvement stuff on the inside, just some old stuff that's just keeping this house from falling apart. But other than that, that's where we're at. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye.